Chapter 2. ঈMΑN, faith. In Islam, submission, to God. 285 says, the messenger has faith in what has been revealed to him from his Lord, and so have the believers. They all believe in Allah, and his angels, and his books, and his messengers. We make no difference between any of his messengers. 2:4 says, and those who believe in that which has been revealed to thee, and that which was revealed before thee, and the hereafter they are sure. 436. O you who believe in Allah and his messenger, and the book which he has revealed to his messenger. That was 436. 49:14 says, the dwellers of the desert say, we believe. Say, you believe not. Rather say, we submit, and faith has not yet entered your hearts. 49:15 says, the faithful are only those who believe in Allah and his messenger. Then they doubt not and struggle hard with their wealth and their lives in the way of Allah. 382 says, and to him submits whoever is in the heavens and the earth. 212, whoever submits himself entirely to Allah while doing good to others, he has his reward from his Lord. 302, and remember the favor of Allah to you when you were enemies. Then he united your hearts, so by his favor you became brethren. 494, and say not to anyone who offers you salutation, thou art not a believer. The basis of all higher religions is a faith in divine revelation, because God is known to man and personal contact with him is established only through revelation. Man can make all discoveries in the sphere of the finite, but he cannot discover the infinite God. It is God who reveals himself to man, and is therefore only through divine revelation that man can know God. Bukhari was gifted with special insight into matters religious, begins his Jama' with the book of Revelation and follows it with the book of faith. But the conception of faith in Islam is widened in two ways. In the first place, faith here stands not for faith in revelation to one person or one generation, but a faith in revelation to all people in all ages. It is a faith in the books of Allah and in the messengers of Allah and all the books and messengers that preceded the Holy Prophet. And secondly, faith here combines both belief and actions. Believers are asked to believe, which means they should bring their faith to its fullest development by good deeds and sacrifices. We're shown that the first step is that of mere acceptance of Islam, and the second is that when the faith has taken root entered the heart, and the actions, of course. When this stage is reached, a man becomes capable of the highest deeds of sacrifice. Islam, or submission to divine laws, is the rule of nature, and man attains perfection only when he submits himself to the revealed laws of God. Islam, however, does not aim only at individual perfection. It also establishes a vast brotherhood of humanity, membership are which cannot be denied even to the man who simply offers the Islamic salutation. Hadith related in this chapter begin with the basic fact that the religion does not consist in hard religious exercise, but in living a good life in which due regard is paid to the rights of others. Good actions, it is further stated, spring from a good heart, and hence the need of faith which rules the heart. ঈMΑN, faith, and Islam, submission to divine law, are often used, but ঈMAN strictly indicates the acceptance of a principle which is the basis of action, the theoretical side, and Islam, the action itself, the practical side of man's life. But theory and practice here go hand in hand, and the actions which spring from faith are also called faith. One's faith is therefore greater or less as one's actions are more or less beneficial to humanity. Faith is spoken of as love. The man who has faith in Allah does not spare the doing of good to the nearest passerby, so broad is his love for humanity. He loves the whole of humanity, and most of all, the Prophet, because he is the greatest benefactor of humanity. Now, the end of Surah 2 says that we shouldn't make that sort of distinction. And that phrase, those last 5 words is, that's the greatest benefactor of humanity is God. His love for his brother is not mere word of mouth, but he is guided by that love in his everyday relations with him. He loves Allah most of all and loves humanity for the sake of Allah. And thus his love for humanity is based on the purest of motives. The next 3 hadith shows what Islam is. It does not simply mean a certain declaration. The declaration of divine unity and prophethood of Muhammad brings a man into the fold of Islam, but to be a Muslim, he must live the life of a Muslim, the life of a man who lives in perfect peace with others. The first condition of that life is that he shall not cause injury to any man, either with his tongue or with his hand. Such injury is said to be an act of transgression, even disbelief. It is not permissible, however, to go to the other extreme and call a Muslim a disbeliever or turn him out of the pale of Islam because he has committed an act of disbelief. So long as a man declares his faith in the unity of Allah and the prophethood of Muhammad, he is a Muslim. Nay, a man who offers prayers like Muslimin with his face to Qibla has the covenant of Allah and his messenger that he shall be dealt with as a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. Not just any prayers, but the English word is a bit ambiguous, but the prayers like Muslimin makes clear what you mean. And the Holy Prophet goes even further and accepts that Islamic salutation is sufficient proof that such a man is Muslim, whatever his differences with others. And another description of what Islam in practice is. Abu Hurairah reported that the Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "Religion is easy and no one exerts himself too much in religion, but it overpowers him. So act aright and keep to the mean and be of good cheer and ask for divine help at morning and evening and during a part of the night." Aisha reported the Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, entered upon her, and with her was a woman. He asked, "Who is this?" Aisha said, "She is such and such a one," and began to speak highly of her prayers. He said, "Enough only that is binding on you, which you are able to do. By Allah, Allah does not get tired, but you get tired. And the devotions dearest to him are those in which the devotee perseveres." Abdullah ibn Amr reported, the Messenger of Allah, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "O Abdullah, am I not told that thou fastest in the daytime and standest up in devotion during the night?" I said, "Yes, O Messenger of Allah." He said, "Do not do so. Keep fast and break it, and stand up in devotion in the night, and have sleep, for thy body has a right over thee, and thine eye has a right over thee, and thy wife has a right over thee, and the person who pays thee a visit has a right over thee." ÜMÂN ibn Bashir said, I heard the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, say, "What is lawful and manifest, and what is lawful and what is unlawful is manifest, and between these two are doubtful things which many people do not know. So whoever guards himself against the doubtful things, he keeps his religion and his honor unsullied, and whoever falls into doubtful things is like the herdsman who grazes his cattle on the borders of a reserve. He is likely to enter it. Know that every king has a reserve, and know that the reserve of Allah is his land, is what he has forbidden. Know that in the body there is a bit of flesh. When it is sound, the whole body is sound, and when it is corrupt, the whole body is corrupt. No, it is the heart. Abu Hurairah said, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was one day sitting outside among the people when a man came to him and asked, "What is faith, ÜMÂN?" He said, "Faith is that thou believe in Allah and his angels," the unfolded ones, and in meeting with him and in his messengers, the messenger prophets, and that thou believe in being raised to life after death. He asked, what is Islam? The prophet said, Islam is that thou shalt worship Allah and not associate aught with him, and that thou keep up prayer and pay the zakat as ordained and fast in Ramadan. He asked, what is ihsan? Goodness. The prophet said, that thou worship Allah as if thou seest him, for if thou see him not, surely he sees thee. Ibn Umar said, Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, Islam is built on 5 things: the bearing of witness that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, and the keeping up of prayer, and the payment of zakat, and the pilgrimage and fasting in Ramadan. Abu Hurairah said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, ঈMާN, faith, has over 70 or over 60 branches. The most excellent of these is the saying, there is no God but Allah, and the lowest of them is the removal from the way of that which is harmful, and modesty, hayya, is a branch of faith. Anas said, the Messenger of Allah, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, none of you has faith unless I am dearer to him than his father and his son and all of mankind. Anas reported on the authority of the Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. He said, none of you has faith unless he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. Anas reported on the authority of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. He said, there are 3 qualities in whomsoever they are met with, he has tasted the sweetness of faith, that Allah and his messenger are dearer to him than anything besides them, that he loves a man and does not love him but for the sake of Allah, and that it is a loathsome thing to him that he may go back to unbelief or misbelief, as it is loathsome to him that he may be thrown into the fire. Abdullah ibn Amr reported on the authority of the Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. He said, a Muslim is he from whose tongue and hand Muslimin are safe, and a muhajir, literally one who flees from his home, is he who forsakes what Allah has forbidden. Abdullah reported that the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, to abuse a Muslim is transgression, and to fight him is unbelief. Marur said, I met Abu Dharr at Rabada, and he wore a garment, and a slave wore a similar garment. I questioned him about it. He said, I abused a man and called him by a bad name on account of his mother. So the Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said to me, O Abu Dharr, didst thou call him by a bad name on account of his mother? Indeed, thou hast in thee ignorance. Abu Hurairah reported on the authority of the Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. He said, the signs of the hypocrite are 3. When he speaks, he lies. When he makes a promise, he breaks it. And when he's charged with the trust, he is unfaithful. Anas said, the Messenger of Allah, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, whoever offers prayer as we do and turns his face to our Qibla and eats the animal slaughtered by us, he is a Muslim for whom is the covenant of Allah and the covenant of the Messenger of Allah, so do not violate Allah's covenant. Anas reported on the authority of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. He said, there is none who bears witness with sincerity of heart that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, but Allah has forbidden his going to fire. Uthman said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, whoever dies while he knows that there is no God but Allah enters paradise. Religion is faithfulness to Allah and his messenger, and to the leaders of the Muslimin in general.